Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's KG Presents back at with another video, and today I'm here with some must-add fantasy football players that I think you should add this upcoming season. The season's coming up right around the way. At the time I'm recording this, our first game here is on Thursday. I'm excited for a new NFL season. And with that, I'll be going over a couple fantasy football players that I think you should add to your fantasy football roster. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into the video and these must-add players. First up, we have Jefferson of the Los Angeles Rams. Jefferson struggled with injuries last year, and because of that, he's been mostly forgotten about in Los Angeles. In 2021, not that long ago, he had 89 targets, 50 receptions, and 802 receiving yards, along with 6 touchdowns. He accomplished this working as the team's clear third option behind Cooper Kupp, who is in the middle of the best wide receiver season of all time. The Rams on paper have one of the worst defenses in the league heading into this season. Their secondary could possibly be the worst. That's why we put Matthew Stafford and company behind on the scoreboard and forced them into a heavy pass game script. All this is shaping up to a scenario where Jefferson finished up with 100 to 110 targets this season. He's a deep ball threat, and that volume will give him plenty of opportunity to pop almost any week. Be sure to add him to your roster if you're looking for some wide receiver help. Next up, we have Luke Musgrave of the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, I know rookies are very hard to decipher on how they're going to do heading into the season, but I do think Musgrave has very high expectations. It's just a preseason, and based on 37 dropbacks, we're roughly talking about the equivalent of one game. But Musgrave has the highest target share and target per route run. He also had an elite 84% route participation. Musgrave is going to play, and he's going to play a ton this season for the Packers. Not only that, but the team clearly has intentions of utilizing his size and speed regularly in unique situations. If he's available and you decide to wait on a tight end, Musgrave should be a priority add, in my opinion. He's got the role in the lack of target competition to finish as a TE1 as a rookie this season. He looked very impressive in the preseason so far, and honestly, I think he's going to have a really good season for the Green Bay Packers. Next up, we have Marvin Mims Jr. of the Denver Broncos. The receivers on this team once again are being hit hard by injuries. Patrick is again out for the season, and Judy is dealing with a semi-significant hamstring injury that could cost him the first few weeks of the season. This will make Mims a starter by default for the early portion of the season. He has a big pathway to being Russell Wilson's secondary target. This season, he's an analytical darling and was the first pick in the Sean Payton era and should be someone that fantasy managers are prioritizing as a high upside bench stash. During Judy's absence, while Mims is getting his feet wet, he's likely going to operate as Wilson's second target, and even once Judy returns, he could overtake Sutton and become a big play receiver who will provide fantasy managers with several boom weeks. I'd be sure to add him and see what's going to happen with him and the Broncos this season. Next up, we have Sam Howell of the Washington Commanders. His draft capital is a bit of a red flag, and it's actually kind of shocking. He didn't go a little bit earlier. As North Carolina starter, he completed 63.8% of his passage. He threw 92 touchdowns, and he averaged 278 passing yards per game. He's done incredible in the preseason so far. I'll show you his stats here just in a moment. Fantasy managers should expect a more pass-heavy approach in Washington than in recent years with the hire of former Chiefs offensive coordinator. The offensive weapons for the Commanders should also excite fantasy managers. His job should be very manageable this season, and I honestly think he's going to have a great season here for the Commanders. Last but not least, we have Jonathan Mingo of the Carolina Panthers. He ran a route on 29 of Bryce Young's 31 dropbacks here in one of the games here in the preseason. He posted a 20% target share and could very well operate as Young's second target early in the season. We should expect Thielens' veteran status to lead the way early, but Mingo could easily leapfrog him and have a big second half of the season. With the opportunity, this could happen even earlier. He has the role and the pedigree to pop in this year for his rookie season. If you all enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, subscribe for future content. Hopefully these players can help you out in fantasy football this season.